Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh God, we're on like take 50 something, man. I swear this has been a long day. We will get to it. First of all, thank you for all the support, all the nice comments. I'm gonna get to them. I just don't want to give like mid or dry or bad responses, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it. And then I have something special with comments leading up because I've been getting plenty, and I know these videos kind of, you know, asked for that, and I do love that, and they've been super nice. And they're my favorite way of engaging. I care about that more than likes. I actually haven't looked at the likes really, but if you are leaving them, thank you so much. But these comments mean a lot, and the little bit of success we've had means a lot because it's nothing huge, but this is like a passion project of sorts. It's like an online journal or something else that sounds a little lame, but no, seriously, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm actually just talking and being myself and talking about what I want to talk about, what I think is helpful to anybody out there. And it's been doing, we're about a month, if not 2 months in. um and it's really a new thing to 2026. I really didn't do much leading up into the year. This is really when I've started really uploading. And God, we're already on January 22nd. That is stressful to look at. But seriously, we've done well. And so thank you. Thank you for all the support. Continue to support, continue to watch. I really appreciate it. Tell me what I can do better. I appreciate criticism. Or, I appreciate, criticism, and I appreciate positive feedback. I appreciate anything. But thank you all for that. I had to say that. Let's keep moving ahead. Let's go. Okay, so I have a list of topics, and they've really been coming to me. I've really started to enjoy this. When I first started this channel, I was kind of like, we'll see what happens. I don't really expect much. But I've really had a lot of fun with it, and I see a path to where this can be something great. And so I've really, keep getting these ideas where I just keep, writing them down. And I'm trying to, flesh them out and talk about them how I want to. I don't just write an idea and force out a video. I'm trying to really think about it, and then if I really want to do it. So I've written down ideas and got rid of them. But this idea is actually not fleshed out. So maybe this video is gonna stink. Hopefully not. But it came to me a few minutes ago because I've had a bad week. It has not been ideal, and something like that's why looking at January 22nd stressed me out so much because I wanted a great start to this year, and I really haven't had that yet. And something like this last week was particularly not great, you know. So I started a lot this week. I worked my normal job, and then I started a job that's more in my degree field. It's a part-time deal that kind of helps me learn and grow, and it's almost a training of sorts. I don't want to get too much into it. Obviously it's my personal life, but yes, it's a big enough deal to me in my future. And I started my new semester of class, and I really grinded that out because it is, I was able to do so much in such a limited amount of time, because these teachers, both of them, which is pretty rare, gave out so much material, and it's like, oh, you can work this far ahead. And I pretty much finished one of the classes like almost completely, and then the other class I got really far. And so I did that. I've just been working and working and working, and I let other things like stuff I really care about, like working hours or learning new language or something like that, really get pushed to the side. And that just didn't feel well to me. That really, looking back on now, wasn't good. And then something like that new job of sorts I started, I don't have a manager looking over me, so I'm not having to consistently be on. And I was trying to learn everything, and I just was kind of slow. And I just didn't do as good as I wanted to do. It was, I definitely kind of stunk it up there, I can't lie. And I do care about it, and I do want to do well. And now I'm gonna have to go at it next week and try even harder, and really be locked in. And you know this week stunk. Looking back, it's just kind of sad talking about, because it's like this could have been really great, but now I have to make my next week great, and I will. And that's the thing, is because in my past I would have a bad day, and then it would spiral into another bad day, and then I would spiral into another bad day. And then maybe sometimes I do something good, like, oh, I had a good shift at work, I stayed a little bit later. Or, oh, I got a good grade on assignment. Okay, now I'm just going to do nothing. Now I'm just going to only play video games. Or now I'm going to rush this assignment, or now I'm going to do this assignment late. But it's like, at least I'm doing this. At least I'm kind of passing this class. At least I'm showing up to work enough. It would become this spiral to where it's like, at least I'm floating. I wasn't swimming. I was floating, and I was just like gasping for air, floating in in water. If that makes any sense. When I could have been swimming, I had all these opportunities and resources in front of me, but no, I was just kind of staying afloat by like paddling my arms. And it's like, okay, decent assignment here. It's like, okay, I'll pass my classes for the semester, like kind of like decent enough. Not as good as I wanted to, not even close, but at least I kind of did it. And it'd be this spiral that would last days, into weeks, into months. And then I have like a good week or two, and then I'd start that spiral again. And it would just be spiral, spiral, spiral. And I would do this for so long. I did this for a very long time, and I still do it at times, but it's become so much shorter, and I know when to stop it. I'm stopping it now with this week because it just wasn't good, and I'm going to take a step back, look at what I was doing, such as, overworking myself or kind of pushing my time in too many places. I really need to lock in and distribute my time where I want it. Okay, I want to work out this much. Okay, I want to do Spanish, learn Spanish this much. Okay, I have this much time for school. I have this much time to, hang out with, friends or something, or play video games. Like I have to, I have this much time for sleep. A big thing was sleep. I wasn't giving myself enough time to sleep, or I was pushing things like eating to the side. No, cannot do that. Have to actually, orchestrate and organize my life in a way that adjusts to me and what I need. Because, every person is different, but no person can just go, 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 go. And that's kind of what killed my week, is because, I had planned, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it just burnt me out so quick. And I kind of stumbled through the rest of the week. And yeah, it wasn't very great. And so I need to take a step back and assess that and really grow from it. And if that means, okay, well, you do this a little bit less, or, you don't spend this much time doing school, you do enough for the week, and then you do this, like whatever, even if it's something that doesn't sound too positive, whatever helps me and whatever can grow my life. Because now we're 3 weeks into 2026, and, I've just spiraled, and it's like, I don't want to do that. And even if it's something small, like a few days in a row, I still did that, and that still hindered me. And now I feel as if I have to work harder moving forward. And it's okay. It's okay. I know it's okay to take a step back and breathe, and get back at it. And that's what I'm gonna have to do. But it's these things where it's like, thankfully, I'm not spiraling like I did before, which would just ruin significant times of my life, weeks, months. Like, I mean, looking back, like beginning of last year, like the whole year before, big spirals, dude, that just kind of set those years back. And so, yeah, I'm happy I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm happy I've matured and I can actually look at what's going on. And, before just be like, okay, I slept, and now I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna eat, and now I'm gonna do this, and now I'm gonna do this. And I would never take a second to step back and be like, okay, why am I unhappy? Why are things going poorly? Like I'm doing things, like I'm moving around, like I'm breathing, like I'm doing my assignments. Why aren't they going well? And so, yeah, that's a big deal, is take a step back, readjust your life, and that's okay. And to not let yourself spiral out of control, or to really create a whole new life that's kind of creating chaos or dysfunction. Some people are like, okay, well, my job's okay. At least I make some money, and then I can, go to the bar on the weekend. And my assignments are, okay. It's like they're fine with being okay. And they kind of get adjusted to this. And it's just this life just keeps going and going. It's like running itself, but it's like you're in a big hamster wheel or something, and you're just moving along, and you're not really thinking about what's going on, but it's still working. If that makes any sense. It sounds so diluted. I sound like I'm, up my own ass, and I don't mean to. But yeah, no, I'm going to readjust and build my life up better. And I'm unhappy with how this week went, especially with, like I said, this beginning of the year. I know, oh, New Year's, like, it's a whole joke at this point. But I really do want this to be a great year. And so letting it spiral like that, doing bad at things that are important to me, such as that new job, or, such as school, or, these other segments of my life, is really unhappy. And talking about now makes me sad. And so, yes, I'm going to do that. So, yes, don't spiral. Learn from that. Learn from a bad day and make the next day good. Even if you have to change things, even if you do less of something, even if you have to give yourself more time to rest. That's okay. Build the life that's better for you, not the life that looks better. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Subscribe. Bye.